I'm Dr. Abatunde Adeyemo, and I'm speaking with you right from one of our estates. In fact, this is our first estate. It's a Pelican Valley estate where unusual home happens. And here with me, I have our consultant on media, Goriola, and also our director of operations, Mr. Ife Daniel.
Pelican Valley, where unusual homes happen.
Today, we are in Pelican Valley, where unusual happens. When we're through with what we are doing there, we'll still move to one of our estates, which is the Pelican Stream View. We've not been making noise about the Stream View estate because the Stream View is just like an icing on the cake for us. We are looking for a way whereby after we must have been sold out in Pelican Valley, people that still want, to have a feel and taste of what we are doing, we take them down to Streamview so that they can also take advantage, so it's never too late, with us at Pelican Valley Nigeria Limited. And, lest we forget, this is one of the wonderful things we have been doing. You can see this edifice is one of what God has used us to do in Pelican Valley, and you can see if we have done this in Pelican Valley, you should know what we are capable of doing in the Pelican Eco Stay apartments. You can see what we have done. You can see the area view. This is a wonderful area view. You can see the scenic serene of the environment. I would like to take you inside, but that will be a story for another day so that you can see what we have done. But I'm just taking you around so that you can see what we have been doing and see the couple of activities that is going on in our estate. So you can see the grader just left here. We trying to perfect the land, so that the roads can be very, very much motorable. Any moment from now we'll be doing the concrete base, the stone base, the perfecting the floor, concreting the roads. We have all the equipment there. The granite is there, the stone dust is there. We have almost 200 bags of cement. Yeah, we have almost 200 bags of cement here, that we're going to use for all that. And you can see the block makers, they are working as well too. So let's go. So this is what we have been doing, and you can see the landscape here is quite exquisite and very, very unique. You can see what's happening behind me. The area view, the landscape is wonderful. Took us a lot of years to do this wonderful landscape, and you can see, just behind me here we have a private restaurant. We have VIP and VVIP there, and by the grace of God, I'm going to have my personal office here as well too. So this is what we're talking about. Real estate is all about what you have done. When you see most of the real estate entrepreneurs that we have around now, I would want to suggest that if you want to advertise, you advertise is what you have done, and that's what people really want to see. There's no grammar that I want to say that someone else wouldn't have said sometimes before. Or if can you corroborate on what I've said? You can always talk is cheap, exactly. So we banking on what we have done, and to us we haven't done nothing yet. I believe we still have a lot more that we want to do. We want to put Ogun State on the map, you understand, and we actually want to make Pelican Valley a reference point, a positive reference point in the real estate sector of Nigeria, not even Ogun State now. You know, we want to put Ogun State and Abeokuta on the global map, and to God be the glory. I think we have been achieving that with integrity and character. So I believe real estate is something that has to do with work with time. We need a lot of patience, we need a lot of time, you know, to make things work, you know, and a lot of discipline as well. You know, I think financial, fiscal discipline is very, very important, you know, so that you won't be vulnerable. Vulnerability makes people go into frauds and what have you. You know, it takes a lot of discipline to put what we have done here together. You can see, let's go. You see, everything we do here, we take advantage of the area view. You can see, if you're in this lounge, I think there is light here. Gorilla, can you just help me put on the light? That's a socket. You know, we've done all our fittings, connection. You know, can you know? Turn over. So we're just waiting for the right time to do all the perfection. You can see, you know. So, and I think we have all the paints that we used to paint here, that we're going to use to paint. You know, we have all the paints here. You can see the area view, you know, and I'm going to have my own private office up there as well too, you know. So let's go and see what's happening. The grader and the rest of our landscape.
As you can see, looking at the landscape behind us, this is our work of diligence and being very observant of details, because for you to manage and transform a rugged landscape like this to something very inspirational and worthy of emulation
by anyone.
You can't find it just anywhere. So that's why here at Pelican Valley Nigeria Limited, we take development as a process which is continuous.
And even to me, I believe it's go beyond our personal effort. I think God is just behind us. Exactly. Because landscaping this area, I could recollect when I met one of the commissioner for works then, you know, who introduced me to those that actually need, you know, with our partners who helped us to our technical partners who helped us to do this landscape. You know, it wasn't easy. You know, they were actually looking for me as well. I had what they wanted at that particular time, you understand, and I gave it to them, and I know what I want, and the visions just click. You know, so those projects that happen then, that warrant them needing what I have here, doesn't happen every day. You know, you don't construct bridges every day, you don't build amphitheater every day. You know, these are projects that comes once in a lifetime. So sincerely, Pelican project and Pelican landscape is actually something that you might not see in the next 10 to 20 years. You understand, because it's just God, sincerely, and we are hoping to take this further. We are not eager to sell, you know, we don't do adverts, we're just doing that stuffs on the ground, you understand. So, and I believe this, what we are doing here, we are not doing a self-appraisal here, but I believe is quite commendable and very, very unusual, you know, without sounding being modest, you know. And we are rounding up all this program by May this year. We are planning to launch a lounge. We are also planning to connect a whole community, one of our neighboring, as part of our social responsibility. We are planning to connect a community to the national grid. You know, we want to do street lighting for them. We want to open up the area for development, you know. So we want to do that as part of our social responsibility. And even presently, we are grading. We are not only going to grade estate roads only. We are grading the community roads as well, you know, which is quite important for us, you know.
What Dr. was saying in just few minutes took over 10 years. You see, there's an indispensable value, not only in life but in real estate, and that is time. So it took Doctor a whole decade to build those edifices.
No, doctor, it took us.
Okay.
us.
It took the Pelican team to build this.
We are all doing it together, and this is what you can see is part of what we are doing now.
True.
You know, we are still at work. You know, when I do see some people will have, you know, been out of the country or, you know, enjoying themselves. You know, we have all it takes to do that as well too. But we don't just sit down and, you know, play with our investors' funds, you know, because it takes a lot of effort. You see, most of these Nigerians in diaspora are there in the very, very harsh weather, working, you understand, and sending their money back home to do something. So something I so much fear in my life. Number one is audit. Then secondly, I so much fear betrayal of trust. You understand? I'm not always happy when people betray my trust. So, and I wouldn't want to betray anybody's trust as well. You know, so all these guys are entrusting their funds with us. So we should do everything within our ability and capability to hold forth for them. You know, because everything in life is not all about money. I've seen someone that is extremely rich and, you know, gets wretched at the end of the day. You know, and I've come to realize that there's no amount of money you can steal that will secure your future, secure your children's future. You know, it's only God that secures people's future. So once you have that at the back of your mind, the stealing mentality will be off your head. You know, you just feel no, there's nothing to money. I see money as just a commodity, just like a piece of paper. You understand? Because there are some things that you will need that money will not do for you.
I think doctors should hold a class, a master class on opportunities, discovering opportunities. You know, while we're descending the stairs, he made mention of somebody looking for him. At the time he bought this place, what if he hadn't committed himself? The opportunity would have just passed him by. You know, so I think, will you hold a class or master class?
Your opportunities and patience most times, because by the time I discovered those people that assisted in turning this place around, I could have sold all the lands, all the plots.
Can you hear that?
You know, so after selling all the plots, I will now start landscaping for them. They will ask. Some people even say, "Feel me, feel me, now." You know, but I haven't sold. I got the opportunity to landscape about 5 years after I bought this land, which I ought to have sold all the land.
That's patience.
That's patience.
Because, Doctor Sir, something came to mind. Looking at this landscape, in planning, there is something you must always have in mind, the end product. Because when you are trying to solve a problem, you are definitely going to create a waste, which is another problem. So you have to plan on how to reduce to the barest minimum the impact of that change. You know, you cutting and landscaping this terrain, which was excavated, would be a waste in another place. Where do you want it dumped? But in the course of the 5 years, he waited for the opportunity to come, whereby as he was excavating,
there was opportunity
to make judicious use of this land. So thereby the process of this landscaping did not generate a waste actually.
You really made a lot of sense, because let me tell you, we moved about 6,000 30 tons.
Wow.
6,000 trips of 30 tons
6,000
out of here. You understand? Now tell me where they will dump that 6,000 trips. You understand? If you want to make this kind of landscape to happen, you'll be ready to move 6,000 trips. Where are you going to drop it?
Wow.
Where do you want to dump it? That will not become a nuisance or become a refuse. You understand? So the opportunity comes, and we took advantage of the opportunity, and we were patient that we didn't even sell before that period, and as at that time I got the landscape of this environment, you understand. So it's all about patience most times, you know, and the kind of patience is sometimes with the pace at which our youth move now are so impatient now. I doubt if someone can, you know, want to do that kind of thing, you understand.
Patience,
you know,
is a virtue.
sincerely, but to God be the glory.
They'll be benefiting from the electrification we have.
Yeah. The community will be benefiting from the electrification. Planning to give them one leg down with wires, the aluminum conductors, cables, street lights. But I actually want to surprise them with this. I want to use that to mark my birthday, my coming birthday, maybe May this year. So we've come with the process. We are doing the grading of the roads of the community. I want to connect them to the national grid. We have about almost 200 houses there in that community. So we're going to celebrate it for them. I'll give them a street light, you know. I'm doing the grading of roads already. You can see we've fixed our external drainages, you understand, and the internal drainages are done, you know, because, you know, when you have this kind of landscape, you do a lot of drainage, you understand, and we've perfected all that, you know, and we are perfecting all. Perfection still continues, you can see. To the glory of God, and with the effort of our capable workers, you know, like the one videoing me now is Debbie. You know, she's working online, she's cinematographer, she's doing everything. You know, Goriola is there, is our consultant, our director of operations here. Sometimes when I was yesterday when I was thinking of director of operations. This is a kind of like an engine room of an organization. You know what director of operation means is you should be able to perform every function of every staff of the organization. Being a director of operation of an organization is not something that is easy. Or no, we made some mistake appointing someone that might not be universal as director of operation. But this time around, I think we have a round peg in round hole. You know, our new director of operation is a surveyor, is a town planner, is an engineer, he draws, he do architectural work, so it's just like a universal charger, as they used to say. Same thing as Goriola too. Goriola is a rhetor, is a communicator, is a footballer, is an athlete. I'm very sure that he didn't know that. I discovered that from him. That they used to call him Mike. But
you know your CEO, you know, praising you like this. Very, very There's so many CEOs that you cannot even stand next to. They will not even pick your calls. You cannot even see them face to face. I really appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much for this kind words.
Goriola, being a CEO is just an ordinary name. It's a title, sincerely. Because, you know, having been a journalist in the past, I come to realize, you know, and I've seen a situation whereby a governor is being prosecuted for fraud and anti-corruption. I've seen somebody in the highest level, you know, falling down. You understand? I've seen someone that sleeps in the jacuzzi, sleep in the, you understand, in the Rolls Royce and end up sitting in the Kabu EFCC truck. You understand? It shows that we human beings, we are just, all those doctor, president and minister are just titles. We are common. We are commoners, you know, and we should be able to regard ourselves as one most times. We are just being opportunists. It's not as if there are so many brilliant people out there, you know, that are more brilliant than us. You know, God's just, you know, by the virtue of, you know, God's blessings and wisdom as well too. So we are there. So to God be the glory. You can see.
This is a beautiful view. When I was young, I know Professor Wole Soyinka to stay in isolation, whereby he's surrounded by nature. Now, coming of age and seeing what he used to see, I see reason why he chose to be the way he is. That's why people call him Abameda or something like that. Because having your development in Pelican Valley here,
next to a beautiful
wonderful
view,
natural landscape. You see the hill, you see the valley. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
And we're taking full advantage of it. We are just taking full advantage of it, you know, and we are not there yet. You know, I want this place to be the Mecca of Ogun State, you know, and the Dubai of Ogun State. And we get there someday.